Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm talking about my top 20 defenders coming into the new season, and it's a bit of a shake-up with a new couple of rules in the back half with the out-of-bounds, last touch rules and all that, and yeah, the butt ends of the kick-ins and all that stuff. So these are the guys that will be kicking it in mostly in the back half and chunking it up a bit and possibly getting some midfield time as well. So let's start at the top here, and it starts with a bang, and that is Nazaya Wanganeen Millera. This guy is the new gun at St Kilda. I was taking a couple of kick-ins, but also gets well and truly in the midfield for the Saints now and gets that half-back role, chipping it around and leading through the guts as well. So he's been smashing it out and really hitting some high ceilings, just taking the game away as well. So fun to watch. Couple of games last year where he kicked like 3 or 4 goals to, I don't know if he won the game for him, but he carried the St Kilda Saints on his shoulders a fair bit last year, and it's just fun to watch. And he's potentially going to do it again this year. They've lost Jack Steele. They've got a bit of a reshuffle in the midfield, and I think he's going to be at the forefront of it now. Just going to smash it out again, I think. And a fantastic pick in round 1. I don't know. We'll see. He was averaging 110 last year. I think it might be a slight regression just with maybe less kick-ins for him, but also a few midfielders coming up there as well. So just a few more people around him getting the ball. Whether that helps or hinders him, I'll leave that up to you. But I think it might bring him down just a slight. I'm going to be a little bit conservative saying he'll average 106. Connor Rosie, fantastic option in defense now. He is playing out of defense to start off this season, getting the kick-ins, but also rotating into the midfield and doing what he does best and just junking it up. I think, as the captain, they're saying it's a pretty good place to lead at half-back, so that's where he is now. And awesome option now. He's going to be junking it up, getting plenty of good kick-to-handball ratio games, I'd imagine. And hopefully just leading for Port Adelaide this year and getting through the midfield as always. Lockie Whitfield has been an absolute gun for the last his whole career, to be honest. He was picked at number 1 in 2012 in the draft and has just flown for GWS ever since. And I think he's going to be consistent as ever this year. Don't know if he's going to be going the high heights that he used to go, but he's going to smash it out and be that consistent option. And I think they're going to need him now with a lot of issues happening at the Giants in the preseason. Lots of injuries have happened. Obviously, Tom Green's gone down. Josh Kelly's not going to be there. Stephen Cornelio's knee is going to hold up. Lots of questions going in. and lots of injuries. I think we just saw Sam Taylor go down in the Origin as well. So, lots happening there injury-wise to the Giants, and they might be relying on a couple of their defenders here to get them through the season. Nick Newman is my number 4 defender for the year. It might be a bit controversial. Hasn't played a game in over a year, obviously. Was out with an ACL all of 2025. But before that, he was the main man and pretty much the only guy taking kick-ins at the Carlton Blues, especially after Doherty retired and left. But now he's, hopefully coming back. Hopefully. Definitely not, haven't seen him quite, I haven't seen him play a game just yet. I don't even think he's in the practice matches. So a little bit of concern if he's going to make it onto the field. But my argument to that is, he's going to be sitting back taking kick-ins. I think he knows how to do that, and it's a pretty secure role for him at the Blues as well. I think, as I said, ever since Doherty left, he's just been relied upon. He was, especially in 2024. And it might be a few there, like we saw Sard taking some kick-ins and running it in. I do think Lockie Cowan might be taking a bit of responsibility there again. But when Nick Newman was on the field when he was playing, his last few seasons, he was high 90s, closer to 100 average. And I just don't see why he can't do that again when he is fit. So, again, when he is fit, hopefully he is ready to go. But Carlton probably going to be relying on him to, yeah, bring that experience in the back half when he is back. And I think that role is pretty secure. Maybe 101 average is a bit optimistic, but again, he's got the role, and I think he's just going to get back to work when he is fit. Jack Sinclair running through the midfield at the Saints and taking a bunch of kick-ins as well. Just a leader at the Saints. Got the role, obviously, and just an absolute gun out of the back half. Great run and carry. They rely on him for his explosiveness and experience in the back half. So I think he's just going to be junking it up again. Don't think an 100 average is out of the question. Lockie Ash at the Giants again. Second fiddle, if not first fiddle these days at the Giants. Really relied upon him the last couple of years and really broke out, which is awesome. Just explosiveness out of the back half, taking a lot of kick-ins as well, and grew a fantastic beard. I think maybe that's what did it, to be honest. He's got Samson strength and, just running, gunning it for the Giants, and very young still and going to be there for a while. I think he's going to be the mainstay, especially after Whitfield hangs up the boots in a couple of years. He'll be just the main man down back, and yeah, could be the main man now, to be honest. But I still think with Whitfield there, potentially he doesn't quite explode like we might hope. But still going to do well, still going to be taking lots of kick-ins, and yeah, just a leader now at the Giants. And again, going to be relied upon with all these injuries at the Giants as well. Josh Dacos, a Dacos brother, and the underrated one, I guess you'd say, because he is fantastic. I'd say he's... God, you can't say, oh, someone's as good as Nick Dacos. He plays a different game to Nick Dacos. He's a winger. He takes the kick-ins, I think, is the big thing the last couple of years. He's been relied upon in the back half with his experience and his speediness. And yeah, it's fantastic kick on him. Plus now he's rotating into the midfield, I think, with the aging midfield with Sidebottom and Pendlebury. And I think he'll be gunning it through the guts as well. So I think he is very well and truly in for another great year, and potentially closer to 100 average, I reckon, is on the cards. Conservative, let's go with 95 by the end of the year. He does have his one or two off games this season, I think, where he gets like a 50 or something. So hopefully he can bring that floor scoring up a little bit. Christian Salem at the Demons has the role for the year, I think, with Jake Bowie now missing a chunk especially, and just a bit happening in the defensive half. Maybe Chenkuth Giath gets in there a bit. But Salem was either taking kick-ins or receiving the kick-ins last year and really junking it up. And I really think he is going to be needed, as I said, with that experience that he has. And I think he's going to be a fantastic option in drafts as a D1 even. On his good day, can hit the 120s and absolutely dominate. So excited for him. And yeah, especially with Jake Bowie out, could be getting a bit of a bump up early in the season. Rory Laird at the Crows has defensive status again, and that's because he is going back to take kick-ins again this year. He's actually not playing in the midfield that much. They're bringing some of these other midfielders in, and Rory Laird's going back, and he's going to be leading from the back half. And I think that's going to be awesome because, yeah, he is experienced. He is a gun. He's got a great footy brain, and that's where you put your... I don't want to say aging, but he is 30 plus now. But yeah, that's where you put your experienced guys that maybe don't have the... I don't want to say he doesn't have the durability either, but he's been a great option down back in previous years. I was picking him round 1, maybe 5+ years ago now, but good to see him having the defensive status back, I guess, and thinking about that role again just has me pretty keen, I guess, and I reckon he's getting back up into the 90s by the end of the year. Andy McGrath there, I think now he's got the captaincy. He's got a defensive status still. I think he'll be running through the midfield and potentially taking a couple of kick-ins, but I think he's going to be a midfielder this year. I don't know. I just feel like he's going to have his best year yet and potentially leading from the back half as well. Another pick 1 in the draft in 2016, I think. So has the potential, was always going to be captain, and now he's the captain. So I think just take it on your shoulders, son, and this could be a big defining year for Andy McGrath, and defensive status again could be a sneaky option at D2 if you get him there. Wouldn't be unhappy if you get him at D1 though. I think he has potential for D1. Yeah, why not? D1 potential. I think Dane Zorko might be in for a bit of a off year. I don't know why I say that, because people keep saying, oh, he's tearing up the track even though he's 35, 36. And I don't know. The age is getting to me. AFL standard. Can he keep going the way he's been going forever? I don't know. There's young guns there that need to get in there and get opportunity. And Kitty Coleman's coming back, and Jasper Fletcher, and a few of these other kids in the back half. I just feel like there's got to be at some point he starts to regress, right? Not like I'm putting him down the bottom or anything. I just feel like maybe he could get back into the 90s this year, just with all these other people up and coming at the Lions. But yeah, just Dane Zorko, I just have questions, and I'm happy to let him slide on draft day, I think. But I don't know, some people are going to pick him up second round, and goodness me, he could just go again, couldn't he? But I don't know, just my gut feeling is I don't know if he's going to get a whole season out of him, and I think there's the role change there and a few other kids coming through. So maybe just some regression there on the cards for Dane Zorko, in my mind. Could be wrong. Bailey Dale had a little bit of a niggle the other day in the practice match, but otherwise I think he is like the main man kicking out for the Dogs and has been for a while. He's just been chaining it out of the back half, and they really relied upon him, and he's the main kick-in guy there. So I don't think another 90-plus average is out of the question for him. As I said, though, a bit of a niggle in the preseason. Hopefully he's okay for round 1 or round 0, whichever. But yeah, I just feel like another consistent, good footballer, and yeah, happy to have him D1, D2 for sure. Kobe McKercher, another young gun who has been given the halfback role and given the kick-ins as well. So really someone to look out for in the next coming years. I think he's potentially going to get up to that 100-plus average sooner or later. But yeah, again, given the halfback role at North, he's speedy, he's explosive, has a fantastic left boot. Had a bit of a finger, I think he's had a bit of surgery, minor surgery, just this week though. So touch and go for round 1, unfortunately now, but I still have faith. I still love Kobe McKercher. I think he's just going to be an absolute freak in the coming years. And yeah, a 90-plus average for him if he's on the park week in, week out is not out of the question. I think, yeah, happy to get him at D2. And again, could be D1 by the end of the year, I reckon, easily in some teams. The Freo mix here, I think, is going to... It's all been about these next two at Fremantle in the defensive half. Jordan Clark and Luke Ryan just been kicking it around to each other the last couple of years. And Luke Ryan was the main one kicking it to himself, it felt like, for a bit there. But Jordan Clark did bring him back a peg last year. But I do think Luke Ryan will be back up a bit and closer... Yeah, mono with Jordan Clark this year. And yeah, I couldn't split them, to be honest. I really can't split these two in the back half. You got, was it Carl Warner or Wagner? Always confused the two, but one of those guys is pipped to be helping out the defensive options as well. And people like Chapman, a couple of other young guns there, maybe getting amongst it, but I just don't see Clark or Ryan really, regressing at all, to be honest. I think they are the main two kicking it in. They're the main experienced guys there now. And yeah, they just have the experience. And Ryan in particular gets some junk time, I feel. I know Jordan Clark is been running it out a bit and that speedy option, but Luke Ryan has the experience. I think he'll be back to marking it a bit more this year and just getting that extra junk in the butt ends of the games like he used to, and he'll be back up closer to a 90. So can't split those two, to be honest. I think people will be picking Jordan Clark earlier, so if you can pick up Luke Ryan not soon after, I think that's just fine. I think they're both going to be pretty damn good this year. Nick Blakey out of the Swans, absolute freak. He's the lizard. He slithers through the defense and runs it up the field. He's fast. He takes a banging mark. He gets lots of kick-ins. has become a really reliable option the last couple of years. And yeah, Sydney have moved away from like the Jake Lloyd era, but I think maybe the other option there's Riley Bice, and yeah, maybe Matt Roberts, but I think Riley Bice will be the only other. Oh, maybe Callum Mills. Sorry, Callum Mills has been gunning it, but I think he's been getting in the midfield. But Nick Blakey, solid defender. He's going to be in the defensive half, running it out, taking marks, lots of kick-ins, as I say. Fantastic D2 option. Tom Stewart, I reckon, will be back to his best. Only question over him is his durability. Hopefully he can keep it together this year. It was just on and off last year, and a little bit of happening in the defensive end there. Saw Zach Guthrie and Lawson Humphreys coming up a bit last year. So yeah, we'll see. I think Tom Stewart can, on his good days, still put up the 90s, put up the 100s, and is still very much relied upon at the Cats. So yeah, definitely one to bump up your draft orders. Just have to keep an eye on him. Again, for that risk factor, yeah, just if you're willing to take the punt, I think I will this year. I think he'll be back to his best, but there is that element of risk. I'm not going to lie that, yeah, could break down 30 plus players with a bit of injury history. Yeah, always that element of risk there. Tom McCarthy out of West Coast is getting the midfield role. He's getting CBAs. He's going to be running through the guts. And he's been doing really well in the preseason. I think he's been the standout of the preseason so far. And yeah, I reckon he's in for a good year. He was the highest average at West Coast last year. And I think it was around the 85 mark was the best player there. So I'll just put him up a little bit. I think West Coast in general will be a bit better this year. I think, yeah, another year of growth. They've got some experience in now. They've got some good draft picks in now. And yeah, Tom McCarthy might be the diamond in the rough of all of them, to be honest. He's, yeah, again, standout of the season, defensive options still, but he's going to be their main guy at all the centre bounces with Harley Reid, I think. So awesome option defensively, and goodness me, I mean, if West Coast gets something together and they can get some consistency, might even be closer to a 90 average. We'll see. Caleb Daniel out of North Melbourne there. With Kobe McKercher maybe on the brink to start the season, I think there's a little bit more hype with him. He was that consistent option kicking out for the last couple of years, and he had the forward status. He was a forward option, but back to being a defender, and again, gets that role, zippy halfback with the kick-ins as well. So I think he'll have another decent year. North Melbourne probably kicking it around in the back half a bit and running it out of the defensive 50 as usual, and I think he'll be a part of that, definitely, again. And finally, John Noble at the Suns. That was a very good story last year, and I think I'm going to keep the hype going for him. I think he is a fantastic option defensively in your drafts. He's got the kick-in opportunities. He's the running kick-in guy. Will run it in most of the time. And yeah, just gets that running carry out of the defensive half as well. It's super zippy and was really relied upon last year with Sam Flanders and like Daniel Rioli not really given those opportunities we thought they might. And he was the one to take it with both hands. So I think, again, he's the man out of the defensive side of it for the Suns. And yeah, just the modern defensive kick-in guy is going to be playing on kicking it in most weeks. So good option for D2 for sure. All right, guys, there you have it. 20 defenders for your fantasy teams this year. Let me know in the comments other defenders you might have your eye on in the coming season. Have I missed a couple? Let me know in the comments. And yeah, please like and subscribe and follow me on social media. And please come and play some Game Day Squad with me, guys. You can use the code MONSTAR to get 80 free packs straight away and start collecting cards and playing AFL Fantasy a new way. So come join me there. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.